Hi, in this video let's look at inheritance in OOP. What is inheritance? Let's look at it. Earlier we have a class called rectangle. In the previous videos I have defined a class called rectangle. Now we are by using the class rectangle we create another class called square. Okay, now here we don't write the entire code for square again. We will take the properties which are existing in the rectangle by using the keyword called extends. Here use a class square. This is the class name, new class name, and we have another keyword called extends. Rectangle is a class which we already created. Now the naming is like now we call square class as a child class of rectangle, and rectangle is a parent class of square. Okay, this extends basically extends all the properties inside the properties, data members or the methods inside the rectangle. Function new. Now we have created a specific function for a square. We have added one new and int side, the length of the sides of the square. And we have another keyword here, super dot new, and passed side comma side. What we did is here we have created here the super is nothing but calls the method new function of a parent class. And we know in the previous example, parent class new method has two arguments to be given. So we need to pass two arguments like side and side, because the length and width of the square are equal. So we need to pass it twice. So we are passing side twice, which that's it. This will give me the area of the square. See here the advantage is I haven't wrote any code extra. Yes, simply I have extended the rectangle class and super new passed the size of the length of the side of a square, which will, and in once I have done this one, I'll talk about it and I will see the advantages. This is the concept is called inheritance. Inheritance for inheriting the data members and methods from the parent class. That's what the inheritance concept is. This code completely defines the square class. Actually, what does it mean? This is the very simple code, like this we haven't wrote much as we wrote in the rectangle. Since we already wrote in the rectangle, we have used the same thing in the square, not writing everything. The keyword extends tells the compiler that by default square class uses all the data members and the methods defined in the rectangle. That's what the length and width which are defined in the rectangle class can be accessed here. The only exception is cases where we override the data members or method by defining class, that we will I'll discuss in the later videos. In this case, you have a overridden. We have a overridden the new class. Actually, earlier the new class of the rectangle has two arguments. Now we have defined a new class inside, which has only one argument, and passed it to the and called the new function of a parent class using the super dot. Okay, now overridden the constructor new, the squares version of new has only one argument, the length of the side. The super keyword tells the compiler to explicitly reference the data member or method defined in this class parent class. Basically this new method should refer the parent class. Okay, parent class of this class. Okay, now in the case of square, the super keyword in new tells the simulator that we want to call the constructor in the rectangle. Yes, basically I explained that we want to call the constructor inside rectangle and pass it in the side of the for both length and width. We need to pass one value, right? Basically it's length and width are same, right? That's why I pass it for both the length and width. Side only I have passed. We completely reused the code from the rectangle. This is the advantage of OOP. And this is what we saw, right? Reusability. without writing much, we used all the properties from the rectangle. That is what the reusability. And again, let's see the earlier we wrote, right, a module top class where we have instanced rectangle. Now we instanced the we created the handle for rectangle, right? But now we create the handle for square also, and construct we earlier we have this code rectangle new 50 and 20 we have passed, we got the area of the rectangle. Similarly, we will construct the square also. Now we will pass only 50. Let's side of the 50, the side of the square is 50, and now we will directly get square dot area. You see here the square or dot area function we have defined in the rectangle class, not in the square class, but we can access that's what the inheritance does. We have all the properties, all the methods, all the data members which are existed in the parent class, we can extend it to the child class. Since we use this example, right, square underscore h dot area, which is there in the rectangle class, we have inherited that one.